This is Shadow Day 4, Part 3. We're just getting on, getting off. I'm not doing much. I'm just asking her to give to the one side, make sure I'm on the one side, because I want her brain to be over there. And this is a great way for me to see her braces. I want to make sure she gives. So that way I'm safe. I don't have to worry about her, trying to take it away. She's already a little bit bent. I don't overbend her. I don't flex her all the way around. She's choosing to come all the way around on this side. But I really want her just to, at least be bent in this direction, giving more at the atlas and the axis, up at the pole there. I don't want her to break at the base of her neck. I want her to break kind of up at the axis and atlas, because then I got her brain. If she moves, that's okay. I can hop down, I can hop up. It's pretty safe for me, whichever direction I choose to go. Now, if she's choosing to flex, that's fine. She's kind of curious about me being up here. I want to stay as relaxed as I can. I just ask her to move that rear end around a little bit. Since we got a little motion, why not use it? Just asking her to give. Release that brace up there. This would be great if we had two people doing this. When there's a partner here, this is a lot easier. But sometimes you got to do it by sometimes I have to do it by myself. So this is kind of how I go about doing it. Like I said, it's way easier with a partner. Just get her moving. Mainly not to. It's not to really give her direction, but give her forward impulsion, because it's hard to give her forward impulsion from up on top. She's never had that before. She's going to see her move her shoulders, move her rear end, move her shoulders, and then move her rear end. And she's doing it really nice. Now I got to get her feet loosened up before I can let her move out. Because this is where my safety is. When she's in a bend, it's a lot easier for me to gain control. And you see, I don't have her overbent. I want to keep her in the bend. One bend or the other. And we're not going fast. Just enough to, there we got a brace. And there it comes out. And there we get it again. And you can see the brace in her shoulders. She's really bracing against her shoulders. I'm not adding any more pressure because she's already moving her feet. So I'm just waiting for her to give. I'm waiting for her to give me some forwardness. I want to get more aggressive because she's already moving. A give, so I really got to reward that and just kind of ask her to go forward. And see, now we're starting to let her out of that tight circle. And see, now we're getting a little more forwardness. Because we're not in that tight circle. Kind of letting her out. I'll ask her for a little bit more, and then switch eyes, switch brains. Now you can see she's just cautious about changing brains, but that's okay. That's a young horse. She's not being a bad horse. She's just being a young horse. Like a lot of training rules, what you teach on one side, you teach on the other. And that's the way she's telling us, we're training right now. We're working on one side, and then we're working on the other. Ask her to move that rear end over, and then walk on. Asking her to move that rear end over just a little bit, walk on. Just getting those hind end loosened up. Loosening up those shoulders. Getting her used to just me kind of being up here. You see, I don't try not to sit very still. Now switch brains there. See, we got that brace up again. Try to keep my reins as loose as I can. And ask her to go forward. And just ask her to switch brains. And there she quietly goes on. Now I can't pull, I have to go forward and ask her to give. You can see she's resisting. And then go forward, and there she loosens up. we're going to do this 100 million times throughout training. I don't care what horse you have. They're going to do really good, then all of a sudden they're going to do, regress, and then they'll come right back. As long as it's the comeback that I want to see and how light it is. And see, now we're kind of letting her out a little bit, so now she can kind of move. Because now I feel a little bit safer because now she's given her bend a little bit more to me. The other thing is, too, this is a lot easier in the round pen. And with another person, we're just doing this in the arena right now because of weather restrictions and everything, because we got to get, got to get her trained. But, this is a lot easier in the round pen and with another person. But she's doing great, she's just, I'll give her plenty of breaks and let her relax a little bit. And she can look around. I'm not going to, bring her head right back. She can look around. She can look at other things. I'm just going to make sure she stays in a bend. So if that something scares her, she can, I already have her in a bend. And I ask her to walk off. Make sure I ask her to walk off from behind and in a bend. I want to make sure she's in one bend or the other, and then ask her to walk off. I use the end of my lead rope to kind of help her move off, because she's not totally familiar with what my legs have to do, and I don't want to go to kicking. I'd rather use a crop. And there, now her head's going down. And she's just, she's starting to move a little bit better forward. I'll start to do some transitions now. Not a lot, just a couple, just to get her loosened up a little bit. We'll let her follow the fence a little bit. I'll ask her to turn through the turns. I'm not going to let the fence guide her. I'm also not going to force her in any direction that if she were to overturn right here, we just kind of follow her turn until she gives us a turn, until she gives me that right front foot. I can't ask her for more or less. I'll just ask for a turn and then let her move out. She volunteered to move out, or I asked her and she gave me probably more than I wanted. That's okay. I can't grab her and say slow down. She did great. She went up to gate. I'll let her reward her for that. Because now she's starting to loosen up, move out. You can see her head going down, her tail's starting to relax. It's starting to come up off from in between her legs. Ask her for another transition. She's doing really nice. It's staying relaxed. It's not a jump up. I like that transition. I can ride that transition. That's what I'm really looking for these first couple rides is, kind of prepared her on the ground, and now I'm seeing making sure I did it from the ground, because she's giving me nice transitions. She's a little reluctant to go forward, but that'll just come with time. She's just a little scared right now, a little bit bracy. We'll get those out. That's not hard to do. And you can see my reins are getting softer and softer as the ride goes on. And that's what I want to see. And that's what I want to make sure I feel. Because if they get softer and softer, she's obviously understanding, stuff is going right. We're already getting some turns better. She's already changing minds better, and I just ask her to stop and look how light, nice and soft that was. There was no pulling, so I'm gonna hop off because that was a great ride for her. She did a huge change from beginning to end. So I don't want to keep going. I want to really reward her for what she did. She did great. She stopped great. You can look at this picture right now and see, she stopped underneath herself. She started changing brains a lot better. So we're going to quit, and we're going to put her up and let her think about that, and hopefully we'll get a better ride tomorrow.